Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 28th of September 2024. Israel get their prize with Nasrallah's demise, and now it won't be a surprise in many people's eyes if full-scale war should materialise. Dame Maggie dies, prompting Charles to eulogise. Labour's top team defies those who criticise, and Starmer's conference speech has most in the room energised and galvanised. Until July this year, Labour had been starved of the taste of power for a decade and a half. Summer's landslide win that spelt Tory disaster should have had Labour singing from the rafters, and this week's conference should have been joy and laughter, for now their story should be happy ever after. But Sir Keir so far has given the impression that Britain's stuck in a doom loop of depression, as if only an undertaker can administer the huge undertaking of being Prime Minister. So in Liverpool they needed a change in mood music, a 4-day conference, and the Cabinet would use it to bring a message of optimism and hope to replace the sense that they're struggling to cope. But after less than 3 months in charge, the new government's been hit by quite a barrage. And no matter how much they tried to change the tone, recent events could not leave the conference alone. Firstly, the 2-child cap for child benefit many think is a cap that's too small to fit. As for winter fuel payments now being means tested, many backbenchers say it's mean and want it contested. And in addition to these 2 bones of contention, there's another major cause of tension. Donorgate is increasingly getting mentioned, no matter that there is no ill intention. No rules have been broken, nothing untoward, but for many the ugly optics are aboard. Sir Keir so often had political points scored on pointing out how Tory morals were flawed. This free gift culture for the plebs is deplored. They understand that it's all above board, but Phil Starmer's behaviour cannot be ignored, and he should fall on his sanctimonious sword. And a lot of it centres around a rich Labour lord whose donations to the party have recently soared. Are ministers' snouts in the trough having their fill? Or are critics making mountains out of molehills? Punters pay their money and have taken their choice, while Keir's top team still speaks with one voice. In Liverpool they try to mute the background noise with speeches to reclaim the narrative and their poise. Rachel Reeves moaned about the £20 billion black hole, but insisted she has a vision and was in control. Angela Rayner had landlords and bosses in her sights when she talked of renters and workers' rights. Yvette Cooper talked tough on crime and immigration, while Ukraine formed the core of David Lammy's oration. Then on Wednesday came Sir Keir's big set piece, a 54-minute speech that put the faithful at ease. One heckler had his say, but was soon hauled away as Sir Keir appeared to just about win the day. He sounded more upbeat and less beat up. But there was no time to reflect or put his feet up, because soon he was heading out to the US to make his maiden UN Assembly address. He also had dinner with Trump in New York, but no time in his diary to meet Harris for a talk. The Israeli attack on Hezbollah last week had been ingenious, effective and unique. The plan they'd devised to blow up personal devices created for the terrorists an unwanted crisis, not just a serious communications breakdown, but also a Hezbollah hierarchy takedown. Having sliced through so many Hezbollah necks, The question was, what happens next? The answer came quickly, clear for all to see. Israel pushed home their advantage emphatically. Many innocent lives lost, but Israelis were buoyed by terrorist leaders being searched and destroyed. Then on Friday, on a platter, came the prized head. Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, was dead. This week thoughts of Thompson and Venables, 93, came rushing back to many people's minds vividly. 11-year-olds who killed a toddler for fun. Their murder of James Bolger left the whole country stunned. They'd seemingly found sadistic mental escape from things they'd seen on VHS tape. 31 years on and the situation's much worse, young minds poisoned and kids' lives being cursed by images on devices that they should not witness, warping their world view and their mental fitness. And so we end up with last Friday's court case and 2 kids with life sentences now to face. Just 1 or 2 years out of primary school, they remain nameless because them's the rules. 12-year-old kids loitering in a park, now facing futures so pointless and stark. In Wolverhampton last November, they beat up a lad, used a machete to cut him up real bad. Sean Sisahai from the island of Anguilla had flown. He was a long way from home and all alone, about to start an engineering course in Brum, when to devils incarnate he sadly succumbed. The curtain comes down on a national treasure, King Charles' words on a woman who gave such pleasure. On Friday, Dame Maggie Smith died aged 89, eccentric, humorous, one of a kind. Nearly 7 decades acting on screen and the boards, 2 Oscars amongst a long list of awards. Memorable performances, varied and broad. As quintessentially British, she struck a chord, never to be forgotten and much adored.